It all began as a standard winter cruise, a simple 7-day round trip from Cape Liberty, New Jersey to the Bahamas. Thousands of passengers boarded the Anthem of the Seas, one of Royal Caribbean's newest and most modern ships, expecting warmth, calm seas, and a relaxing break from the February cold. Instead, what happened on February 7, 2016, became one of the most infamous incidents in modern cruise tourism. A powerful, unexpected storm that struck one of the world's most technologically advanced ships, leaving passengers terrified, injured, and wondering how such a thing could happen. On February 6, 2016, Royal Caribbean's Anthem of the Seas departed from Bayonne, New Jersey, with over 4,500 passengers and 1,600 crew members on board. It headed towards Port Canaveral, Florida. By plan, it was scheduled to visit Nassau and Coco Cay, Bahamas, and was due to return on February 13, 2016. It was supposed to be a routine 7-day voyage to the sunny shores of Florida and the Bahamas. Passengers, settling into their staterooms and exploring the amenities of the massive Quantum-class vessel, anticipated only relaxation and luxury. Instead, less than 24 hours later, they found themselves trapped in a harrowing, real-life drama that would grip the global media and change cruise line weather policies forever. They were sailing directly into a bomb genesis cyclone, a storm that intensified with terrifying speed to produce hurricane-force winds and massive waves. When Anthem of the Seas left port, the captain and the cruise line were aware of a storm system developing off the coast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. However, the initial forecasts suggested that the weather, while rough, would be manageable for a ship of Anthem's size and technological sophistication. The plan was to outrun the worst of the weather or navigate around it. However, the atmosphere had other plans. On Sunday, February 7th, as the ship moved south, the low-pressure system underwent bombogenesis. This meteorological phenomenon occurs when a storm's central pressure drops at least 24 millibars in 24 hours. The storm exploded in intensity, far exceeding the initial computer models. By the afternoon of February 7th, the situation on board deteriorated rapidly. What was predicted to be a gale with wind speeds of roughly 40 to 50 knots transformed into a violent tempest. Passengers enjoying the ship's indoor amenities began to notice the vessel listing heavily. The wind outside roared with a deafening intensity. By late afternoon, Captain Klaus Anderson made a critical announcement. All passengers were strictly ordered to return to their staterooms and remain there for their safety. The statistics of the storm were staggering. The ship's onboard sensors recorded wind gusts exceeding 100 knots, 115 miles per hour, equivalent to a Category 3 major hurricane. The sea state was equally terrifying, with waves consistently reaching 30 feet, 9 meters, often crashing over the lower decks and splashing against windows on higher levels. For the thousands of souls on board, the experience was visceral and terrifying. As the ship battled the waves, the stabilizers fought hard to keep the vessel upright, but the sheer force of the ocean caused the massive 168,000-ton ship to list significantly, sometimes leaning as much as 20 degrees. Inside the cabins, the scene was chaotic. Unsecured items flew off shelves, drawers slid open and slammed shut. Passengers watched the ship's dedicated TV channel, which displayed the ship's position and the wind speed, watching the numbers climb higher and higher. The ship's public areas took a beating. In the shopping esplanade, glass panels shattered, sending shards across the floor. Ceiling tiles collapsed in corridors, and heavy furniture in the lounges slid across the rooms, piling up against walls. Videos later posted to social media showed the surreal sight of massive waves completely engulfing the portholes of the lower decks. Despite the violence of the motion, the ship's propulsion units, the azipods, remained functional. Captain Anderson had to maneuver the ship to keep its bow pointed directly into the wind and waves. This technique, known as heaving to, is crucial for survival in such conditions. If the ship were to turn broadside to the waves, the risk of rolling over would increase significantly. For over 10 hours, the Anthem of the Seas held its ground, effectively stationary, fighting the Atlantic. By the morning of Monday, February 8th, the storm began to subside. The winds dropped, and the seas, while still rough, became navigable. The sun rose over a battered but intact ship. Miraculously, there were no serious injuries. A handful of passengers suffered minor cuts and bruises, but the ship's structural integrity held firm. However, the psychological toll was significant. Many passengers described the event as the most terrifying night of their lives, genuinely fearing the ship would sink. Assessing the damage and the passenger experience, Royal Caribbean made the decision to cancel the remainder of the voyage. The ship turned around and limped back to New Jersey. The cruise line offered a full refund to all passengers and a future cruise certificate worth 50% of the fare paid. The incident triggered an investigation by the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB. Released in 2017, the report was critical of the decision-making process. The NTSB determined that the probable cause of the incident was the captain's decision to sail into the path of the storm, which was based on forecasts that, while underestimating the storm's peak intensity, still predicted very dangerous conditions. The investigation highlighted that despite the ship being seaworthy, the risk to passengers and crew was unnecessary. As a direct result of this perfect storm, Royal Caribbean and the cruise industry at large overhauled their weather avoidance strategies. They established a dedicated severe weather operations center in Miami, staffed by maritime experts and meteorologists to support captains 24/7, ensuring that no single person bears the sole burden of interpreting complex weather data in isolation. The storm of 2016 remains a testament to modern marine engineering. The ship survives conditions that might have sunk vessels from a previous era, but it also serves as a humbling reminder that no matter how large the ship, nature always holds the upper hand. Anthem of the Seas, the second ship in Royal Caribbean's Quantum class, was designed to introduce a new era of technology-focused cruising. Her construction began in late 2013 at the Meyer Werft shipyard in Papenburg, Germany, one of the world's most advanced shipbuilders. Using block-building techniques and precision automation, the ship took shape rapidly, with hundreds of modular sections assembled under a massive covered hull. At 348 meters long and 168,666 gross tons, Anthem of the Seas became one of the most innovative ships of her time. She was built with a sleek hydrodynamic hull, advanced stabilizers, and highly efficient engines designed to reduce fuel consumption. Her features included the North Star observation capsule, the Ripcord skydiving simulator, and robotic bartenders, all firsts in the cruise industry. After her hull was completed, Anthem of the Seas was carefully floated out of the construction hall on February 19, 2015, and moved down the Ems River during the famous Conveyance, a slow and precise journey to the North Sea. Sea trials followed, testing her engines, navigation systems, and safety equipment.